When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot. I don't know, but these arms are feeling chewed up. Show me what you got. We'll drink it if you say.
Hello, Wasted Opinionites. We're back again with some predictions of what we're most anticipated for in the coming year of video games, 2024. I'm LewisLightning. I'm your host today. We're going to be getting into all the nitty-gritty, exciting stuff that we're looking forward to in 2024. So I'll just introduce you with my companions here with me. For a fistful of dollars, with the glasses below me, we have...
MussKeg, and I really regret not doing like the evil villain spin. I could have done the evil villain spin. I could have been like,
okay, hold on, we'll do it again. Just
MussKeg.
There we go.
You gotta do like a stupid fucking villain voice too.
Oh, okay, one more time.
Okay, well, third time's a charm.
Yeah.
MussKeg.
Okay. And for a few dollars more in the hat, we have...
I am CountryBoy.
Yeah. So we'll get into all those great games we're looking to get into after we have a little shot here.
Oh yeah. They pour one? Yeah. Give me
throw the
half a second. Got some knobs here. Cheers, guys.
Boom. So yeah, with the new year, we're looking ahead. We're looking at everything great that we're excited about. And this is going to be a different year, I think, for all of us. I'm trying to think how we did it last time. But let's start with... We'll go with MussKeg. We'll start with MussKeg here if you want to go on this list.
Perfect.
Sounds about right. That's
so
right.
I think I'm going to have the same caveat that maybe all of us are going to have. There's a lot of movies on this that I just was picking to maybe have... Oh, sorry.
Games, yeah.
Yeah, games. Movies after games.
Yes.
Sorry. Apologize, I meant games. Still the same concept of what I'm saying.
Deadpool 3. What the fuck?
What's coming on? I'll be surprised if I play any of these games next year, because I've got such a big backlog of games that I think are better that I still have to play. Like, I still have to play RoboCop. I still have to play Guardians of the Galaxy. I still have to play Hogwarts Legacy. I still have to play Spider-Man 2. Still have to play Cyberpunk. And there's probably other ones in there too that are going to come out. So, or that I'm not even thinking about though. But my number 5 pick is going to be, I think a very similar. It's a nostalgia pick, kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one previously. Toxic Crusaders is coming.
Oh yeah. And it looks like the Turtles that we played, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just excited even more so maybe for the nostalgia, because there's going to be so many characters I forgot about, or I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. And I can't wait to see the sergeant that like can control plants. You got him. I know you got him.
I got a Toxie. He's right there.
Yeah.
Came in the background.
Yeah. So that's what I would say is my number 5. I know it's going to be like probably just similar to what we did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that way. Just maybe get through it in a night even.
I'd never even watched the show, but I was always wanting to watch the show.
Yeah.
But if you get the game, I would probably play the game. I would like to play.
Yeah. Then what I'll say is my number 4 is one I just kind of heard about today again, is Rise of the Ronins. So I looked at it, and it's from, I can't remember the studio. It's not a studio that I know well, but it's PlayStation Studios, I believe. That's kind of where we're seeing it. But it seems like it's a mixture of a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima with a little bit less, a little bit more comic-y type of action, if you will. Like you see the sword fights, you'll see big things of blood go flying kind of thing. It's become very obvious. But it looks like it's got some fun, cool ideas, and it's they have firearms too in this one as well. So I don't know. It looks pretty cool. It looks like you can maybe play it with friends. Who knows?
Yeah, I remember a trailer for it. It looked cool. Like again, yeah, like you said, it reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima too, but maybe more exaggerated. I guess maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the number 3 is Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. I might have had it a bit higher, but after we had a little bit of a conversation on a previous video, um, it seems like it has a little bit more like co-op play than I was thinking it would have. I don't know. I was thinking it was going to be like the Arkham games, essentially, with Suicide Squad characters to play.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my number 3. My number 2 is Star Wars Outlaws. I think when Star Wars goes into the non-Force space universe and gets a little bit more into the espionage and the soldiers fighting, it actually has a whole different dynamic and a lot of fun. Almost a westerny feel to it in space. And one thing I think Star Wars has done great is because of the way they have practical effects in the original series, and because of how close it is in people's hearts, you can get away with doing like practical effects that way, and it seems cool, even though it maybe has a dated look to it, right? So the consoles can still look like computers that you would see back in the 70s or something.
Yeah, because it has to match the aesthetic of what's been established before, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll always be on board. And number one with a bullet. But that's not because I think it's gonna do well, but because it's been there for so long. Skull and Bones, baby. Number one. Finally. And you know what they say? A game that takes this long to release generally is going to be perfect and great and not have any issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Finally, Skull and Bones, and I probably won't even play it.
That's yeah.
Did you play you didn't play the Assassin's Creed where they had the sailing stuff, did you?
I did. I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Okay.
That was inspiration for the game from years ago.
Yeah, that was the last one I played because I think after Black Flag was Unity, right? And Unity was the one that,
I think so,
as everybody knows, infamously, I got for my PlayStation 4, and it was like the weird pixelation. I couldn't play it; it was unplayable.
Oh yeah, that game had a lot of bugs. That was one of the worst ones, I think, for bugs.
Yeah, and I just couldn't play it. Period. Other people could, but for some reason, I just couldn't. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my top 5.
Yeah. Still in both. Not on my list, I'll tell you that much.
We'll move on to CountryBoy and give him a chance to get through his list here.
Okay. So this one, yeah, it's just like MussKeg. My list is basically me thinking of 5 games that I'm interested in. I probably won't get to playing all of them, maybe not even any of them. I'm hoping I do though, because I do have a backlog as well too, just like MussKeg said. But my number 5 was mentioned by MussKeg. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And again, it's more so because it's from the guys that made the Arkham games, and those games are fantastic. So even if this isn't like those games, I do think that studio holds some clout. At least there should be some. It should be good in some way.
Yeah.
There should be something good about it. And the fact that they went to the drawing board after they heard so much negative comments on the gameplay they showed, like back in, I don't know when it was, like May or June or something of 2023.
Yeah.
They went back to the drawing board. So they're trying to fix it. So they're trying to make it so the fans really enjoy this game. So yes, it's on my list, but it is number 5, and who knows if I'll get to play it.
Yeah.
Number 4, this is a game that actually has been out before. I think it came out on the PS3 and Xbox originally. This is just a remaster or a remake of it. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. It's supposed to be a really emotional game where you play as these 2 brothers. I think you use both thumbsticks. One controls one brother, one controls the other, and it's this very inventive way of playing this game. And it's I do kind of know a spoiler that happens in this game, but I'm hoping it doesn't kind of hurt the gameplay itself or the story. Yeah, it's a game. I know
a lot.
It's called, what's that?
Sounds a lot like A Way Out almost.
I don't know if you can do 2 players though. I think it's just a 1-player game.
I thought you could. I thought you could.
Maybe.
But don't quote me.
I don't know that you can play single player and you control both boys. But maybe you can play as yeah. So if one of you guys gets it, I'd totally play it with you guys, because I think it's a shorter game too. Because I think it's like an indie developed game, so it's not going to be that huge. Number 3, The Wolf Among Us 2 was on my game list last year, but it never came out, so it got bumped to this year. I did enjoy the first one. It was originally when the Telltale Games were still making games before they got dissolved or whatever happened to them. I liked a couple other games. I played the Walking Dead games, and I liked The Wolf Among Us. That was fun. I liked the storytelling, and you kind of choose your own adventure type of idea. So I'd be interested to go back into that world. I like the fact that it's a bunch of fable characters that you know, from like Snow White to like Humpty Dumpty or the Three Little Pigs and all that stuff. It's cool that they have a world that they live in. And then in the first game, you were trying to solve a murder of a character. And this one, I have no idea what the story is about, but you play as the Big Bad Wolf. Big B is what his nickname is, and I think you play as him again in this one too. So
I'm totally sad. I'm still sad that I didn't get to play a sequel to the Game of Thrones Telltale games because it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. Yeah.
And then number 2, this was on my honorable mention last year, but it wasn't coming out till this year anyway. So, Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, yeah.
It's. I know there's been so many different iterations of the Monkey King. I've even played a game that had that. Journey to the East or Journey to the West, whatever it was called. But that doesn't matter to me. I'm more interested in the visual aspect of this game. That the visuals of this look so freaking fantastic, and the gameplay is kind of what's scaring me a little bit, because I think it's going to be like a Soulsborne. It looks like it's going to be like a super hard game. But if I do get this game, I might just set it on easy if that's a possibility. Because
you beat Bloodborne.
I did beat Bloodborne, and that was a grind. That wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also had more time then. That was, I think, during the COVID times.
Yeah.
When we played that. So I'm really interested in this game because it does look really cool visually. Anyways.
Yeah. I know you and I talked about it a bit too. Like, for me, the two detracting factors are I don't want like a Soulsborne type thing, and me personally, and I know it's probably not for everyone, is that I've just seen that Monkey King story so many times. I would just prefer it if it was completely original. Like, I like the aesthetics. I like those big monsters and creatures they have. I just don't want to play through that story again.
And it doesn't matter. The story is second tier for me. It's
the
gameplay and the visuals are just freaking cool. And then number 1, this one, I don't know if I should even have it on the list because it's not even announced to come out this year. But Wolverine. I'm just assuming that it's supposed to come out this year. According to some of the leaks that happened from Insomniac recently, which is really unfortunate. I hate that happened. But apparently it's supposed to come out in 2025 maybe. So right now I'm putting it on my list still because I'm holding out hope that it does come out this year, because we just had Spider-Man 2 and I haven't quite finished it, but I'm loving that game. And if they're going to do a Wolverine game, the same developers, it's going to be freaking awesome. I can't wait to play a Wolverine game from them.
So, what if, because another thing that they've been rumored to be putting out is a Venom game. If it was Venom instead of Wolverine, does that take your number 1 spot?
Yeah, that's what I would do. If say Wolverine isn't announced for this year, but Venom is, then absolutely, just swap it out. We'll throw in Venom instead.
When are we going to get what was that? Sorry, the game was one of the launch titles for the PS4. Lou, you played where you can do good or bad storyline. You have powers. Cole.
Oh, Infamous. Second Son.
When are they get their Infamous game?
They're probably not, because they're working on the Ghost of Tsushima 2 probably right now.
Yeah.
They made that.
If Sucker Punch was a bigger studio, maybe. But
yeah. I think they're all studios.
I was getting confused with Insomnia. That's why. Never mind.
Yeah. All right, so, and I'm gonna put like the big asterisks and my disclaimer here. Like you guys, I'm probably not gonna play all these. My 5 and 4 pick, I don't see myself really buying unless I have the free time. I would rather play some of the backlog from last year than these ones. But nonetheless, my number 5 pick, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. I mean, we all have it, I guess, on our list, so there's not much more I can say about it. It just, like, unless they really change it, I don't see myself getting it. Like, I don't want what is it, games as a service type shooter where you're running around and stuff. Like, I don't mind if it was Arkham and multiplayer, that would still be good. But just like, buying power-ups and stuff for, like, I don't know, not for me.
I get it. Totally.
Ah,
Oh.
you're moving the screen.
You're sideways.
I was wondering if I was getting a little battery sound or something.
Okay. My number 4, Princess Peach Showtime. I don't know if you guys heard anything about this at all.
I heard. Is there
I
game for
saw
it?
the
What does it even
but I
look like?
yeah, it's obviously a Switch game, so
Yeah, I think it was a Nintendo Direct, and they showed some footage of it. So it's like you're fighting through a stage, and you get a theater production type thing, but you get to put on different costumes, but they actually have powers, right? So you get like Princess Peach as she is, but then there's like a ninja one, there's a sword fighter Peach and stuff. It looks interesting, and like I said, if I have time, I would buy this and play it. There was another Super Princess Peach. I think it was on the DS. I can't remember, but that one too looked good. So like, it's like Mario, but slightly different, which I'm all for, right? And
Is it side?
yeah, it's side scrolling. The aesthetics make me think a little bit of like Super Mario or Paper Mario, but it's not. It's not like turn based. It is still like platforming, slashing, and whatever.
Do you remember that? I think it was a PS3 game, that Puppeteer game, where it was like on a stage and you played the guys as puppet, and then all these different enemies would come at you, and you were like on stage.
I remember it. I never played it, but yeah,
I never played it either. I'm just wondering if it reminds you of that. Just from what I'm hearing from you saying, that's what it reminds me.
No, it's still like the same premise that you're on a theater stage, but I couldn't really say if it's the same otherwise. I don't think so.
Okay.
So that was my number 4, and like I said, 4 and 5 probably not going to end up buying or playing. But number 3, fingers crossed, this actually comes out. It's supposed to. TBD for 2024. Vampires: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Has that been on your list the last
first one?
I haven't beaten the first one, but I played almost all the way through, and my save file got corrupted. I would love to play it again, the first one. But as far as CountryBoy was saying, I think I had it on my list 2022, but I skipped 2023 because I'm like, I just don't trust it coming out.
I might have as well.
I remember you mentioning it. I don't know if it was on this list or if it was some other time that you mentioned it, but yeah.
I have mentioned it before at some point. I can't say it was last year for sure. But yeah, okay. I love the first game. I'm hoping the second one's going to be good, but it's Switch developers as well, and it's been so long. Like Skull and Bones, you got to start wondering, how is it going to come out when it does come out? Is it going to be half-baked, too many cooks? Who knows? But I don't know. I've always loved vampires and werewolves type thing.
Yeah, I would, if I that's one of those games that I'd love to play. I just how am I ever gonna play? Who knows? But
yeah. If it comes out, I'll be buying it and I'll be playing it. I guarantee you that. But
like the Beyond Good and Evil too. Like they keep promising that game to come. Nothing ever happens.
I would have put it on this list if there was any indication it'd be out this year. But anyways, my number 2, and I'm sure you guys haven't heard about this. It's a little bit indie game from a guy I follow on YouTube and stuff. It's called Animal Well. So this guy, Video Game Donkey, he's kind of popular as a YouTuber, and he's not really a reviewer. He's more comedic, but he started his own studio called Big Mode. And this is just like a pixel thing, kind of like I know I mentioned Owlboy before. It's kind of like that, and you play like a little blob. You're going through like dungeon crawling, right? And you get like these powers, but it's essentially trying to be non-violent as you go through. So you'll get like bubbles, but you don't use them to hurt enemies. You use them like you can jump on the bubbles and cross over, or you get like a disc you can throw, and you use it to like distract dogs. Like the dogs will chase it like a frisbee. So you try and just get through this place without hurting things. Like there's also like a yo-yo that lights up, so you can use that for lighting up where you're going and stuff. See, Phil's joined you there.
Yeah. Howdy, Phil.
But I'm really interested in it. Like I like the guy. I like that kind of game when it's an indie game. So I'm interested in it. I don't know. You guys probably haven't heard of it at all, right?
I was just
distracted
by Phil and how he looks like the cat from Stray.
Oh yeah. But maybe I'll send you guys that trailer. Anyways, my number 1 pick, and something that's already been mentioned, Star Wars Outlaws. I'm like, you guys love everything Star Wars. I just like a lot of the games that they come out with now at this point. So It's Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, that's the Ubisoft one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm probably more familiar with Ubisoft as well as a company. Like I played the Division. Craig's played the Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you know, they have a certain feel to them, and like MussKeg was saying that I like when it's not about the Jedi's and Sith all the time. When you're kind of like the bounty hunters or just a space farer that gets caught up in all that stuff. I like that, and I'm hoping to see more of that. Like I like to, if you get like you could pick your own ship and you get like a variety to choose from. You can specialize in certain ways. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know what they're doing. It really does seem like you're an outlaw, kind of maybe a smuggler or maybe bounty hunter, but that'll be interesting, I think. And I think they showed a little bit of gameplay, and that looked interesting. I like that.
You know what? I'll say this. I mean, hey, we're not pitching our ideas here, but man, how good would a Mandalorian video game be?
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
That was one of the plans. Like 1313, is that what the fucking game was called? With Jane, what's her name? Henning.
Amy Hennig.
Amy Henning. Yeah, she was working on that back in EA. They were supposed to be making a game like that, and it got scrapped.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if
E-series or
sorry, what was
No, I'm
that?
serious.
it was after the series came out.
Oh no! It wasn't literally the Mandalorian. It was
No.
more like a Mandalorian, like a bounty hunter. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It was way
I'm just
before
saying
the
they
series.
did like a Jin series essentially.
Oh, okay, you're actually talking about that. Literally that Mandalorian. Okay.
Yeah, it would have been like I'd seen that 1313. You can find some of the gameplay that they did make, and it looks great. It's kind of like a little bit Uncharted because I remember seeing like a guy crawling across
Yeah.
walls and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I remember like having a jetpack or something. I think he had like a grappling hook or something.
Yeah.
Like that too. Like that would have been awesome.
no idea why it's canceled. But like I said, I found it was kind of sparse this year for game titles, and I'm not going to be playing everything. You guys, I don't know if there's any. Like, I have no honorable mentions, so I don't know if you guys have any either.
My only honorable mention was actually Star Wars Outlaws, and the only reason why it was an honorable mention on my list is because it is going to be one of those big Ubisoft games, and I don't know if I'll ever even play it. As much as I do like Star Wars, and I like open world games, just it's probably going to be so huge. It makes me think of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and like there's no way I'd ever even touch that game because I hear that game is freaking ridiculously huge. And if they did that with a Star Wars game, as much as I want to play it, I just couldn't. There's no way. But I'm hoping it's small. Maybe it'll be like a much more contained type game, and
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to feel like an Assassin's Creed, but be Star Wars is what I'm thinking.
All right.
Yeah, I don't. It's funny. I read some articles and I'm like, oh yeah, 2024 is gonna be great for games. And then I looked, I'm like, no.
Be great for catching up on games, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yep, which I'm okay with.
You know, toss in
Yeah.
that Zelda game I haven't touched yet. Come on, maybe we can build myself a spaceship.
I'm excited for that to get to all this big pile I have. You can't see it. It's right here. It's about this fucking big of games sitting right here. So.
Well, the one thing, just to Zelda, going back to it, one thing that just it just kind of, I know it's not on the topic here, so I'll but it was brought up. I just wish that I read somewhere that could get to the final boss by like they built something that let them get to the final boss like right early, and they could circumvent everything that they needed to do. So yeah, hoping that doesn't happen on that game.
Oh, maybe I'll do that and just say I beat the game. in
Finish
10
it in the
minutes.
afternoon.
Just build some sort of a fucking jet or something, fly to the fucking enemy. Haha!
Yeah, grinds.
Have no power whatsoever.
Anyways, that's been our look ahead at 2024. What we're excited to be playing, or at least if we had time, what we'd be playing. Where can we find everyone at? Starting down below with the glasses.
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, PSN, or TikTok is MussKeg. Yeah.
And in the hat, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitch, Twitter, PSN, as well as YouTube as CountryBoy_9, where you can find me unboxing stuff like this Lexington right here from Gargoyles. Stay tuned. This is from NECA. They make good stuff, guys.
They do. The NECA ones are always my favorite.
And I'm the LewisLightning. I'm on Twitch. You can find me there. streaming something. I don't know what I'll be playing when you catch me there, but I'll be playing something. And you can also check me out on YouTube. Same thing, the Lewis Lightning. I got a bunch of old videos, and I'm starting to put new stuff back out there. But yeah,
This would be the time to plug your OnlyFans too.
I don't know. Kids watch us, They don't need to see that big D coming out. So yeah, happy gaming in the new year. Hope you're excited as well. See you guys then.